Hey everybody, look what I got in the mail today. This was sent in by Dean from Escape to Gaming. He had a double of these, and he knew how much I like the N64, so he sent it to me. Now, this controller was recently made because a lot of people complain about the original N64 controller. Over here. I never had a problem with the original controller. A lot of people say how you're supposed to control this, you need 3 arms to use it. But, looking at it logically, you got the D-pad on the left handle, in the middle you got the analog stick, and on the right you got the button. So obviously your right hand has to go here by the buttons, which leaves 2 handles. And using your brain, you realize either your left hand has to go here for 3D games, and if for the 2D games your left hand goes over here. So I never had a problem with it. But I did see some retarded things that people do on holding it. I heard someone controlled it like this. I don't know how they can do that comfortably. Now, when I was 9 years old, my hands weren't that big, so obviously I couldn't reach. So always held it like this. And I also saw some other people control it like this, like a joystick, a big joystick. I don't know how these fucking people are this fucking retarded, but that's people for you. They don't use their fucking brains. Well, anyway, let's test this on out. First look on the box first. Alright, let's see, we got on the sides, we got just pictures, retro fighters. Not much on the sides. Let's see, Brawler64 gamepad. Alright, let's open this on up. Alright. Quick start instruction manual. Well, they include an instruction manual even though it's not a game. Oh, wrong way. Or is it? Oh no. The goods. The Retro Fighters Brawler64 is compatible with the Nintendo 64 system. Well, no shit. We wanted to create a fun, comfortable, ergonomic controller for the N64. I never had a problem with the original one. The setup. I'm not going to read this. You can pause it if you want to read it. I like the artwork there. And the special thanks. Alright, let's take a look at the controller itself. It looks more like the Xbox controller. The turbos over here, we got the start, R and L, and then we got redundant Z buttons on both sides. And of course we can use the memory card and rumble pack. Alright, well, let's give this a try. And also, before I forget, I'm sending Dean something myself. I'm going to be sending him this Atari 2600. He says he's been waiting since the week it came out to get one of these. That's one hell of a long wait to get one of the systems he wanted. Was it 41 years going on to, let's see, it came out in 1977, September 11th. So, yeah, that would be 41 going on to 42 years. So, yeah, I'll probably upload this video when he receives the Atari 2600 there. Now, at the end of this video, I'll show. I originally tried to buy another one of these. The guy said it worked, but it didn't. It was glitchy. Half the sprites were showing up and stuff. So I got refunded half the money to be able to buy this one that does work. Now, the reason why I got refunded half the money is because it also came with a lot of other stuff. It came with some games. Most of the games did work, although a few of them didn't. I don't know. I don't understand these fucking people. You think they test it before shipping it out or putting it on eBay. He said the last time he played it, it did work. I guess he left it in the closet for years, but never tested it again. Now this guy, I definitely specifically asked him a lot of questions if everything worked, and it does. Alright. Well, anyway, moving on. We already got a game in for the N64, and we'll test this on out, and I'll tell you how it feels. Alright, the memory card's working, but it looks like I don't have a save file on it. Taking out the memory card, putting in the rumble pack. Alright, since this is a test, we're gonna go on piece of cake, even though I can beat this level on the hardest difficulty. Alright. Alright, everything's feeling good so far. Now, of course, this is a port of the original Duke Nukem 3D game that came out for the PC in '96, and I believe this came out in late '97. Oh, there'd be a guy there on. I was playing this on the harder difficulty the other day. Yep. What was that? The other. The hell's the company's name? Drawing a blank here. Who the hell made Duke Nukem? Was it 3D Realms? No. Yeah, that. Oh yeah, look at that. Guilty. That's reference to the O.J. Simpson trial that was going on at the time. It's got a lot of references in this game. That's the other game that the company made. Alright, this game is more of a remixed version of the original game than just the straight up port. Like right here, his handgun is modeled after the 1911 as opposed to a Glock, which was in the original PC. Now the game is in true 3D as opposed to one of those tricks they did on the PC. So that's another difference. Got the Hollywood stars. Alright, the D-pad. This is one of the few games that uses all the buttons, including the D-pad. D-pad changes the weapons. Alright, so that's a little bit easier, although I didn't have a problem with the original N64 controller. Alright, very few enemies here. I said it, like I said before, I was recently playing this on the hardest difficulty. Look at all this interaction here. We can turn on lights, turn them off. Yeah, very less linear games back then. Yeah, I'm being very careful because, like I said, for the third time, I was playing this on the hardest difficulty. Oh, whoopsie. Didn't mean to do that. I tested out the L button that activates the items. Where is it? So yeah, the analog stick is good. Pipe bombs. Yeah, the left and right D-pad switches the weapons. Up and down on the D-pad switches items. More atomic health. As you can see, the pistol reloads. That's the only weapon that has to be reloaded, but there's no manual reload in this game. See another. They have different weapons in this game with redrawn weapons. This has a SPOS 12 in it as opposed to whatever the other gun was in the original PC. Whoops. Oh yeah, this also doesn't have music in-game because a technical limitation. It seems oh yeah, look at that. Stepping on the blood, more interaction. Technical limitation is you can either have music or you can have Duke Nukem doing his voices. Obviously, they chose him having his voices since it's so iconic. I don't mind that there's no music. It makes it more realistic. You can. That's another change. You can save him instead of killing him, which was a reference to Aliens, where the alien was inside her. It just says "kill me." I know General Lots appreciates that, being able to save the girls. Oh, almost blew myself up. Reference to Independence Day, the movie. Originally, it was a porno movie theater. And right here, you would shoot in her pussy and create a hole into the movie theater screen. See, let's. Yep. 3D explosions there. Now, that's what I hate about some of these old first-person shooters, like Torque. It doesn't stay there. You see, it has I believe they call it a spring. See, I'm holding it up. Hard to see. Let it go, and then it goes back down. I wish it would just stay there. Oh, Jesus. But other than that, I don't have a problem with these old first-person shooters like everybody else says, saying it's dated. I never had a problem. Except for a few minor things, but otherwise, no. There we go. Now, they say this is Duke Nukem's apartment.
Where is it? Cool.
Yeah, what I also like about this version now, you can have two-player co-op. So I used to play this when we rented it. We played two-player co-op with my brother. There we go. Hollywood Holocaust. Found all the secrets. Got the one babe, and killed all the enemies. Not too difficult. All right, now this game is one of my favorite games of all time. Now I see in the comments. A lot of people say that this game's dated and it's no good, bad controllings. That's a bunch of bullshit. As you can see here, this is my old save from back in 1997-98. I managed to get all the cheats by myself when I was, let's see, 97. I was 11, 12 years old. I didn't have a problem with the controlling. Still don't have the problem with the controlling. The problem is not with the game, the problem is with the player. Let's see. Facility, I think that's my favorite level. Played on difficulty. Now the reason why I'm playing this is I'm going to test out. This has some of the best rumble pack support because when you fire the gun, it actually feels like the gun's recoiling. Now, as opposed to Duke Nukem 3D, which it seems to only rumble when you get shot. Whoops. I forgot what game I was playing. The controllings are different, different style. This is more like Resident Evil. It's like Resident Evil, but with concentrating here. Resident Evil, but with some strafing here. It's got the tank controls, but you can change it real quick. Alright, start button works. Now you can change it. You can have a. Let's see, what is it? You can move with the C buttons like in Turok. If that's what you want to do, you can look around. Yeah, you see, there's different controlling, so you don't have to play it on the default. People complain about that. Now, I have no problem with the default settings where it's like Resident Evil. Alright. Whoops. I get my gun out. Now, from what I'm feeling, I like the analog stick. It's not as sensitive as the original one, so it makes targeting better. Because the original one, if the sensitivity flings all over the place, but right here, you can see I can get some precision here. So I'm liking the analog stick right here, getting some good precision. Now, the original, I have another controller, original controller. That one's broken a little. In quotations, because as you know with Mario Party, that fucks up with the analog stick, and what that does, it put more resistance on, so that made the sensitivity on the control stick less. So I use that one to play the first person games. and I use the other one that's not broken. That just shows you the gray one for like platformers and everything else. Oh shit, he spotted me. Little secret up there, we got all these little... Oh, gee, fuck. No smoking. So, yeah. Definitely liking the controller, but don't have a problem with the original one. So now I have 3 controllers. Only had 2 working ones. My brother also had controllers, so that's how we played 4 players back in the 90s. Also, my friends had some controllers, so that's how we played 4 players. Look at that, no prompt to open the door. Nope. That's one thing I hate in these games. You gotta be precise with the doors. Watch this, watch this. I'm not even looking at it. Whoops. Spoke too soon, but usually you don't have to be exactly pinpoint accurate right in front of a door to open it in these old games. That's what I like, and you don't have to wait for a fucking prompt saying press B or whatever press X to open the door or whatever the fuck it is. Now here's where they start coming. Oh, gee, this is where the infinite spawn. I hate cheap shit like that. You saw me clear out that whole area, and now here they are, coming up behind you. Cheating. I hate cheap shots like that. Now we gotta find Dr. Doak, who's got the door decoder. So yeah, this is a pretty good controller, even though I have no problem with the original controllers. So I'd like to thank Dean from Escape to Gaming. I'll have his I'll put a link to his channel down in the description, and did I say thanks? Yeah, thanks Dean if I didn't already say it. Not paying attention here, but I'll see you guys next video, and of course Dean, I'm going to be sending that Atari 2600 to you. Hey everybody, look what I got in the mail today. Only thing is I already got an Atari 2600 over here. This one I was going to send out to Dean from Escape to Gaming. He sent in Duke Nukem Time to Kill, and he's currently sending a N64 controller to me, so I wanted to send him something back. This, I remember in his videos, him saying he always wanted an Atari 2600, so since it was released, so it's one hell of a wait. Over 41 years, going on to 42 on September 11th. That's when it was released. But unfortunately, I can't send this one because this one's fucking broken. The guy said it worked, but unfortunately he didn't test in, I guess, years. Yeah, it came with the system. It's got 1 working controller. These games that work. Now this controller right here kind of works. It's hard to... You gotta press hard on the down for the down to work, otherwise it works. And over here this shit doesn't work. We got 2 paddle controllers, none of them work. Yar's Revenge doesn't work. Wife doesn't work. Breakout doesn't work. This kind of works. If you move it around, it doesn't get the signal. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean it doesn't work. You see it turns on, but for some reason half the sprites or graphics are missing, so that's no good. See, they're missing the... Let's try another one, I'll show you. Yep. Yes. See, missing half the sprites over there. Yeah, as you can hear, there's no sounds coming out. That's another thing. Missing the ladder graphics.